Allez, bonjour. Donc on est parti pour la dernière enquête de Sherlock Holmes Crime and Punishment. Cette fois-ci, il faut aider le petit Wiggins Snake, Metal Gear, CIA, Hitman, bref. Il faut aider Solid Snake version miniature et version british. Parce qu'il a des emmerdes. Ça remonte pas à la cinématique. Donc, en gros, les cinématiques, donc on était à la base invité par les petits gamins là, de la rue Baker Street. Et le petit Wiggins, il vient nous voir et il nous dit Monsieur Holmes, il faut venir m'aider. Mon frère, il est en tôle. Il est accusé d'un crime qu'il n'a pas commis. Voilà. Voilà. Alors, qu'est-ce que je dois faire? Résoudre le crime, examiner la scène du crime et parler aux témoins. On va d'abord faire ça. Alors. D'accord, c'est pas par là. C'est ici.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving.
Et oui, comme on vous apprend dans Secret Story, méfiez-vous des apparences. Ah bon, les victimes.
Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stabbed fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Okay.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost
Ça
track
fait mal.
of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
D'accord. Allez, c'est parti pour les cadavres. Alors, qu'est-ce qui leur est arrivé?
A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there. Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die. He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound.
Ouais. Et le deuxième. Pavé. Objet coincé.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look. This shard of wood is quite new. The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance. This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
D'accord. Wiggins, on verra après. Alors, toi.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Varro reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Vétéran de guerre. Fait la guerre de Crimée. Claudication. Il est vieux quoi. J'en ai loupé un deuxième. Enfin un dernier. Ah. Il manque des boutons.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming into Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Ensuite, Miss Polly Powell.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Bon, pour le moment, ça prouve pas qu'il les a tués. Si ça se trouve, il y a eu un accident. Enfin, voilà. Si ça se trouve, alors attention, théorie à la con, mais parce que comment ils sont morts? Alors lui, il est mort de ce sens-là, et lui de ce sens-là. Ça se trouve, lui, je sais pas, par exemple, il lui a tiré une balle dans la tête à lui. Et il s'est battu avec le frère et il a fini avec une balle dans l'estomac. J'en sais rien. On va voir. Est-ce que Wiggins, il a des trucs à dire?
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
Je vais aller interroger le frère avant de commencer les conclusions.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Il est quand même assez bro, Lestrade. Souvent dans ce genre de jeu, le flic il est là, ah, qu'est-ce qu'il me veut, machin. Là ça va, il est assez coopératif et tout. Alors.
These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting. A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon.
Ah, il est pas mal. Hein.
It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder. Two out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots. Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Alors déjà, cette cicatrice est parfaite. Hein. T'es un sorceleur, l'habitant? Grandi dans la rue, ouais. Attends, il y avait un autre truc sur son visage. Allez. Ah bah oui, bah si j'avance pas aussi. Tête brûlée, ouais. Gratte-papier. Ah, le même tatouage que sur l'une des victimes.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work, and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head, and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead, and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
C'est incroyablement con.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Bon. De continuer. On en apprend des choses. Pour moi, il me fait pas vraiment coupable, mais bon. Voyons voir les déductions. Ouh là 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 là. Turner à la fenêtre, fenêtre sombre. Le brigadier Marot a noté la fenêtre. Était plongé dans le noir. Ouais, ça c'est un peu bullshit. Il n'y avait rien de valeur sur lui dans son arrestation. Il a été perçu pour la première fois. Ok. Alors. Coup de feu simultané. Si Turner a entendu une différence entre les deux coups de feu, c'est qu'en réalité, 3 coups ont été tirés. Un premier isolé, puis 2 simultanément juste après. Si Turner a entendu un contraste entre les coups de feu, c'est qu'ils ont été tirés à des endroits différents de la Smooth Street. La personne que Leighton Chapman décrit dans son témoignage est un pur produit de son imagination créée pour se disculper. Bon, apparemment ça c'est un fait. Mais on va recréer de toute façon. Kenneth et Brian ont été victimes d'un double assassinat perpétré par une seule personne. Les dépositions des témoins et l'arme du crime pointent toutes vers un unique coupable. Connaissez sa victime et a pu tuer pour motif personnel, ouais. M. Turner a affirmé être resté à la fenêtre sans police, pourtant Marot a précisé n'avoir plus personne à la fenêtre. Allez, direct. Bon, ça reste une conclusion, mais on n'a pas fini. On n'en a point fini. Alors. J'imagine l'affaire réglée en même pas 30 minutes. Encore plus rapide qu'une livraison de pizza. Bon bah allez, il est coupable.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Ça parle mal.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
A fairly long pole with a forked end. A fair...
Imagination. Sélectionner le tireur. J'aurais dit lui, parce que vu qu'il s'est retrouvé lui avec une balle dans la tête. Quoique non.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp. This should be useful.
Ah.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
Donc lui aurait tiré un coup. Ou du moins une personne qui se trouvait là. Ils sont morts en s'entretuant, l'une des deux a disparu. Le témoignage de Layton selon lequel un homme en veste était présent sur le lieu devient crédible. Les 3 coups de feu prouvent qu'un deuxième revolver a été utilisé. Or, il n'a pas été retrouvé. Toi, t'es chelou, toi.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime, is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
Bon, on va faire une petite fouille, hein.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here, a short while ago.
Ah.
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Descendu ou avec eux. Il se fout de notre gueule, le vieux.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
Ça se trouve, il a pas pillé, mais il a fouillé les cadavres. papier brûlé.
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago. This kitchen knife is quite sharp. There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
On va voir la fenêtre avant.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them. No, it didn't happen this way.
Moi, j'aurais dit ça, moi.
No, it didn't happen this way.
Est-ce qu'il me manque des choses? Ah, mais je suis con. Pff. J'ai rien dit. Alors, il s'est levé. Il a ouvert la fenêtre. Il s'est approché du corps. Ensuite, il a coupé quelque chose au papier, qu'il l'a mis au feu, et ensuite il a rangé sa canne. Bon, je fais avance rapide, hein, parce qu'en plus il est bien lent, donc là il prend, machin, il se barre. Il coupe quelque chose, il le met au feu, et il range sa canne.
No, it didn't happen
Non.
this way.
Non, pas ça. Ça.
No, it didn't happen this way.
Non, j'ai rien d'autre. En premier, il s'est bien levé. Il prend sa canne, on est d'accord. Il ouvre la fenêtre, il regarde en contrebas. Pour moi, ça me semble le plus logique. Il a jeté quelque chose au feu. Ensuite, il l'a coupé. Il a rangé sa canne. Alors, avance rapide. Nanana. Il se rapproche. Là, il jette quelque chose. Il coupe et il range sa canne.
No, it didn't happen this way.
À moins qu'il me manque quelque chose. Non, il n'y a rien ici. Non. Ça, c'est à la fin. Ah non, attends. Attends. Ah, il a pris là aussi quelque chose. Donc là, il l'ouvre. Il coupe du papier au couteau. Il le jette au feu, peut-être. Alors. Ça. Il range la canne, parce que chez lui, il en a pas besoin, peut-être. Il coupe quelque chose. Voilà, c'était ça.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find? I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look.
Moby Dick.
Well now, what a find. A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A bracelet with a unique ram's head design. A distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
Vieux salopard, tu fouilles les cadavres.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds? as you have stated.
Well, I'm able to move very quickly despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something.
Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Menteur, salopard.
Mr.
Ah,
Turner,
là, là.
you were not sincere with me.
Il me dégoûte.
Not then and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
Oh, c'est pas un criminel, c'est pas un criminel. Mais putain de merde, quoi. Alors, qu'est-ce que je peux faire du coup? Parler au brigadier, ok. C'est ce que je vais faire. Et
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood.
on va jouer à cache-cache. Alors.
No, this is not how I walked at the time of the crime. I was more attentive. Let's start over again.
J'avais un doute. Donc oui, j'irai tout droit, forcément. Salut.
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Où qu'il est le Sherlock? Où qu'il est le Sherlock? Il est pas là? Il est pas là? Ah, peut-être planqué derrière la porte, enfin, juste en dessous de...
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
Si l'on postule qu'il y avait une autre personne sur Half Moon Street au moment du crime, elle ne pouvait ni reculer ni avancer. Seule l'issue était de grimper, reconstituant l'action en simulant l'éclat de feu d'artifice décrit par Layton et tentant d'escalader un mur. Parce que déjà j'ai pas caressé mon Toby, mon petit chien. Et ça c'est impardonnable. Et accessoirement j'ai des archives à consulter au moins regardez-le.
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mop cap, and you could be Mrs. Hudson's younger sister.
Qu'est-ce qu'on voit par le télescope? Ouais. Alors, le courrier. Sensationnel! Un meurtre d'un genre nouveau. L'arsenal de criminels modernes se dote de plantes empoisonnées. À Kew Gardens, une ravisante jeune femme, de mèche avec un collègue, a orchestré l'odieux assassinat de Monsieur Montague-Lune, leur directeur. Un seul détective a été capable de découvrir cette infâme machination derrière une apparente crise cardiaque. Ce détective a pour nom Sherlock Holmes. Bracelet antique en or a été trouvé. Journaux, je ne pense pas. Art et architecture peut-être. Histoire. Grèce antique.
That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
Ah voilà. Ces magnifiques bijoux antiques ne sont qu'une partie de la collection Trésors hellénistiques. En illustration, un bracelet, un collier, une bague, tous trois en or massif, représentant 5 têtes de mouflons. Les 5 mouflons de Mytilène ont disparu du musée depuis 1885.
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
Sûrement dans les journaux de 1985. Scandaleux larcin. Un vol de trésors hellénistiques a eu lieu hier soir. Alors qu'ils étaient acheminés en cab depuis le British Museum à destination de l'exposition de beaux-arts de Glassford, Kenneth Butler, prêteur sur gage à Church Street, a contacté Scotland Yard cette nuit pour signaler qu'un individu avait tenté de lui vendre une collection d'art historique. La police a depuis appréhendé l'homme, un voleur professionnel du nom de Vincent Follet, qui cherchait à quitter Londres par voie maritime. Il a été formellement reconnu par le cocher du cab transportant la dite collection. Vincent Follet a refusé d'avouer l'emplacement du reste des trésors. Il a été incarcéré, mais on ignore encore où se trouve ce butin.
Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Allez, c'est parti pour l'émission Pawn Star. peut rentrer dans le bar. Non.
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock.
Ah oui, c'est vrai, on avait récupéré cette clé-là.
These tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall.
Bon, on peut se servir, hein, de toute façon il est mort. Autre chose.
This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks. It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
Tiens, le collier.
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
Donc il ne manque plus qu'à trouver la bague. Salut Canette, je me rappelle que tu m'as parlé de 3 antiquités grecques, des bijoux en or avec des têtes de mouflons. Tu les as toujours? Figure-toi que j'ai trouvé un daim huppé qui raffole de ses breloques. Il est prêt à raquer une petite fortune. Je peux te faire rencontrer cette tirelire sur pattes contre une part du gâteau. Je t'attendrai dimanche soir au carrefour de Great Alley et de Half Moon Street. Avant... non, attends. Leighton Chapman connaissait sa victime et a pu tuer par motif personnel. Non, là ça devient... non. Le crime de Half Moon Street est peut-être lié à la recherche des trésors hellénistiques disparus. Monsieur Turner a ramassé le bracelet juste après le meurtre, mais il manque encore la bague.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
J'allais dire, rentre chez toi Wiggins, mais ce serait malvenu. Mais dégage de là.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is
On
he
va pas lui dire
alright?
d'aller chez nous.
I'll do anything, Mr.
Parce que là, il va plus nous emmerder qu'autre chose.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, You will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, and then, catch me if you can.
Tan, tan, tan. Trouver un endroit pour escalader les murs sans se faire repérer.
The streetlights fall directly on this wall. Not an ideal spot to escape the crime scene. It is also directly in front of Polly Powell. This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
Oh, le petit QTE.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there?
I should try climbing faster.
Ouais, bah c'est pas évident.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that. Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Ah, il saute pas. Alors. Inspecter le grenier. Oui, parce que je me disais que si le mec se la joue Spider-Man, là ça me paraît un petit peu de la connerie. Hein. Et la fenêtre est bien cassée.
A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope.
Ah, et autre chose.
Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste he ripped his jacket.
Nous avons corrobé le témoignage de Chapman selon lequel est-ce qu'il avait une veste. Bon, pour le moment je vais le mettre innocent mais
Let us take a closer look. It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much doubt that it is human. I need to compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair.
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch! Holmes!
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair.
Bah, demande-lui si tu peux lui couper au lieu de lui arracher comme ça. Oh.
Human hair is significantly thinner than the black sample. This is a most unusual hair. The horse hair is thinner than the hair that we found. So, this black hair belongs to an animal.
Putain, c'est un singe. C'est un singe. C'est King Kong. Acrobate du cirque. Bah, il n'a pas pu l'inventer parce que la fenêtre est cassée. L'homme qui s'est enfui après le crime c'est peut-être un acrobate du cirque. Il est parvenu à escalader un mur de 10 mètres en quelques secondes. Il a abandonné une veste sur laquelle... Ah, c'est plausible, hein. Disparition extraordinaire. La personne aperçue uniquement par Chapman a fui les lieux du crime en escaladant le mur. C'était un acrobate confirmé. Le criminel a pris une arme sur l'un des cadavres. Ça se trouve, en fait, c'est un singe déguisé et qui les a butés. Ouingins. Ce qui me semble en plus que dans un des jeux de Sherlock Holmes, c'est une histoire de singe ou un truc dans le genre. Je crois que c'est dans le dernier.
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
Bon, on va occuper le gamin parce qu'il nous emmerde.
Mr. Holmes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal. A very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show. Duval Brothers, a well-known traveling circus that is currently stopped in London. I believe that is exactly the type of circus we are looking for. I'll pay it a visit.
Aye, you! Stop right there.
Good morning, sir. Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the artistes.
Hmm? You're wanting to apply for... Nah, you don't look like the type of, artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
You might be surprised.
What? There. I don't think so. Clear off.
Bon. Ah, le fameux... L'homme le plus fort de la Terre. C'est combien? 3 livres.
You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? You're a bit slow to catch on, eh?
C'est bon, on a compris. Et ben, on va se déguiser. Quelque chose qui fasse artiste. Bandit. Bon, le peignoir. Convenir. On va lui mettre une putain de beubare. Voilà. Ouais, costume populaire. Est-ce que j'ai ça, moi? Est-ce que j'ai bandit? Non. Tout ce qui est complet, ça marchera pas. Ouais, bah j'ai que bandit. Hein.
Holmes, I won't be able to join you. I promised to visit a patient today.
It's all right, Watson.
Y a rien d'autre dans ma chambre? Postiche, c'est quoi? C'est une perruque déjà ou c'est une fausse barbe? Non, je crois que c'est une fausse barbe. Costume populaire et un chapeau devraient convenir. Écoute, on va essayer comme ça.
Spectacles are unpopular among...
Non.
I'd better wear a shabby hat.
Ça, par exemple?
Stay where you are. What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
Calm down, Watson. Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Oh, thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means I am ready to go.
Ouais, on le reconnaît quand même. Hein. Mais enfin. Ça lui va bien. Hein.
Who are you? What's your name?
My name is Nigel. I'm here to open the locks.
Talented, eh? Let's see. Go inside the marquee and show yourself to Charles Foley. And I'd highly advise you not to...
Apparemment pas grand chose. Bon.
So, everything is here, just as you asked. And what about the money? Some of the barrels are wet. Transportation after we make the transfer, as I said. Right? I hope that no one saw you. The police are on the lookout. Of course not. I'm a professional. Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight, then.
This wooden barrel is damaged. It is difficult to say what is inside. This wooden barrel... There is a spot on this barrel that was intentionally painted out. The crest of the Honorable Artillery Company. Could it be gunpowder? I need to be sure. Judging by the fractions and the scent, I can confirm that it is, in fact, gunpowder. The barrels are roughly clustered. This printing press is old, but still quite capable of printing hundreds of pages per day. There are enough posters to paste across half of London's walls. That's a picture of a contemporary gentleman wearing a Robin Hood hat. Interesting. From lambs into lions. Those are words of encouragement and defiance. This poster was clearly made to fire up rebellion amongst the people. Powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank papers. All of this was stolen by the Merry Men quite recently. And these poster samples. I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The Merry Men, they say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see that lock near the chains on a table over there. Open that.
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il a à nous raconter, lui? On va pouvoir protéger. Tiens. Ce serait pas la deuxième arme par hasard? Et salut Annulé, comment ça va? Bon, bah en tout cas on a trouvé le coupable. Et doigt bandé. Exerce son agilité acrobate. Et salut Grelode. Ah bah, vous arrivez en même temps. Comment vous allez? Attends, j'ai bien remis mon micro moi. Oui c'est bon. Moi ça va, ça va. Je me fais la dernière enquête de Sherlock Holmes là. Chasse qui s'est enfui avec agilité après le crime de Half Moon Street. Bientôt la fin, ouais. Bon, bah comme ça, on aura de quoi innocenter le gamin. Et puis, vu sa tronche, ça me déplairait pas de le voir en tôle, ou pire. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on a là? On a une serrure, ça a l'air d'être assez simple. Ou pas. Alors, toujours commencer par le côté. Ensuite, comme ça. Ok, alors, LT, comment ça se présente? Oh! Oh, ce génie! Tadam! Et voilà. C'est pas du talent, ça.
Ah. Well, they're right. What's your name?
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
Alors, claudication de Turner, ça on en a rien à foutre. Westgate, prison pour vol. Clé de porte. Clé de porte? Merde, c'est pas ça. Non.
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
Prison pour vol.
It's a long story. I met your brother, Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me all about his betrayal and all about you. Before...
Because I need a talented lockpicker. I know just where to search for his legacy.
It's all about the Hellenistic treasures, isn't it?
Gosh, you fool. Now, listen up. You'll come with us tonight, and you better mind yourself.
Us? Wait, who's coming then?
Billy, Jack and me.
And what will I get for that?
We'll share the loot. The one you seem to know about.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor house on the corner of Ladbroke Grove and Kensington Park Road at midnight.
Deal.
Eh ben, pas de soucis, on va y aller. Oh là, quel charisme ce Sherlock.
Here I am at the manor. Somewhere inside it are the Hellenistic treasures. This lock is quite old. It shouldn't be much of a challenge.
Encore? Oh putain. Ok. Comme ça m'a l'air pas trop mal. Ça faut pas que je le bouge. Bon, ça va être un peu plus compliqué. Si je le bouge comme ça... Ah, ça marche pas? Alors attends, si je le mets comme ça... Non, non, ah! Voilà. Ah, il disait, oh, il n'y aura pas trop de soucis. Ben
I
tiens.
need to find where the safe is hidden and lockpick it. This cupboard is an absolute mess. Several books have fallen from the shelves. It seems as though this cupboard can be moved. I'll give it a try.
Oh, first try.
So, that's the lock I must open tonight. Let me see.
Oh là là. Putain. Déjà, il n'y a pas de pièces amovibles. Donc c'est déjà pas mal. On y croit. Ah non, mais d'habitude, il y en a qu'une ou deux. Oh, tu vas me dire, c'est la dernière enquête, mais merde. Joint, où est-ce que ça coupe? Bon, c'était facile.
What a surprise.
Et
Another
allez.
lock. And I won't be able to
Tant
pick
mieux.
it. I recall that
Merci,
precious
merci.
key around Foley's neck. It might prove a decent fit. I suppose they hired me to only open the first lock. Let us wait for the thieves, trap them, and find out. Let us check the thieves' possible escape routes in the event that they are caught off guard by the police from the front door.
Piéger le mot noir. Bon, on peut mettre de la dynamite partout. Hein.
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency.
Alors... Ah bah tout simplement, je peux peut-être condamner cette porte. Celle-là, non.
This door leads to a kitchen, which holds the shortest route to the back door. This door...
No.
This door... The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police.
Je vais aller à l'étage, il y a peut-être... Oh, il y a là aussi.
Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their
Surtout que
escape.
si c'est des mecs qui peuvent escalader des murs de 10 mètres en quelques secondes,
This should be useful.
je pense qu'il faut bien faire gaffe. Ok, ici, il n'y a rien.
I wonder what this old chandelier is doing on the floor. It looks as though it...
Ils sont bourrins surtout. Tapis. Non, je voulais le tapis.
Oh, that's a lovely old carpet.
Il y a aussi la trappe de il y a plein de trucs.
This hatch leads to a cellar. This should be useful.
On va prendre tout ce qu'on peut et puis on va se débrouiller après.
A solid rope. This hat now blocked. The door is...
Ok. Ah, j'ai pas vu l'armoire.
This works very well. No one will escape through this window now.
Non. D'accord, donc pour l'instant on a bloqué tout ça.
The thieves won't attempt to escape through
Oui, ça me paraît logique. Non, non, mais je vais me barrer là où pile il y a les flics en fait. Marque, la marque.
These are the marks of ineffectual lock-picking attempts. Oh, that's...
Il n'y a rien d'autre Non.
One step on these beads, and our thief will go flying. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined.
Ce serait con qu'il se casse la gueule. Alors, si je fais...
Any thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down very quickly.
Ah, ils peuvent utiliser la masse en bas. Ils peuvent utiliser la Jeanne masse.
I suppose that the thief...
Ouais, mais il peut pas la prendre et la bloquer. Enfin, la cacher, je veux dire. Parce que là, j'ai quoi dans mon inventaire?
The door is now blocked.
Attends, faut peut-être que j'appuie sur la porte, mais de l'autre côté. Non.
The door is...
Et le tapis, il n'y a toujours rien.
Oh, that's a lovely old carpet.
Merde alors.
The thief... This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. This should be useful.
Ah, tu la prends que maintenant, la corde. Donc la corde, elle peut servir à quoi?
There is no ladder. If anyone falls here, he will need assistance to get out.
Ah oui, donc comme un con. Ah bah non, il saute. Je vais dire comme un con, il tombe, mais non. Parce que ce serait très drôle. Boum, comme un cartoon. Ah bah le tapis. On met le tapis par-dessus.
This should...
On se croirait dans Maman, j'ai raté l'avion.
Now, it's not an open hatch, just a nice carpet on the floor. I should walk carefully here, else my...
Et donc du coup... Et merde.
Now, if a thief runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a surprise visit to the cellar. Now, if anyone takes the hammer, the rope will uncoil and make the chandelier fall.
Eh ben dis donc.
If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will
Boom.
knock him down. The traps for my circus companions are all prepared. I can leave now, but I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
Si ça marche, ça va être drôle.
Police! Police!
Donc il y en a un qui s'est brisé la nuque, l'autre les genoux et l'autre la tête.
Stop where you are!
Where are they?
Trapped, Watson, with your assistance.
How so?
You sounded just like a real Bobby, my dear fellow. You startled them into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show. They will not escape the house now.
You scum!
And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon Street.
How'd you know about that?
Have you closed the case yet, Sherlock?
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our queen well, in this instance. So now, let us catch the big fish. But this man is not one of the merry men?
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft many years ago.
You're no better than the coppers.
Holmes, that is incredible. The Hellenistic treasures.
Indeed.
Nothing but trifles. Where are the merry men?
I don't know why you are asking me, Mycroft. They are yours to find.
On peut faire ton taf. Hein.
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
Bon. J'ai envie de te dire que l'enquête est terminée. Les antiquités découvertes dans le coffre-fort secret du manoir abandonné de Nothing Hill constituent la collection des trésors hellénistiques volés en 85. On l'a croyé disparu. Charles Foley est l'orchestrateur du vol des trésors hellénistiques lié au double assassinat de Half Moon Street. Chapman a été témoin du crime. Quoique ce serait drôle juste pour la fin de dire non mais en fait c'est le gamin qui les a tués. Oh, j'ai tellement envie de faire ça. Mais j'ai peur que... Oh, j'ai envie de rigoler un coup. Allez, tiens. Juste pour le faire chier. On va le condamner en plus. Allez.
Don't move, you flim-flammer.
N'empêche, grâce à ce jeu, j'ai appris des mots anciens. Hein.
Leighton Chapman, a long-held grudge against your acquaintance, Brian Vercotti, led to the dreadful murder in Half Moon Street. You killed Brian Vercotti and his companion, Kenneth Butler, with cold single-mindedness. The law will not tolerate that.
No, it's not true. I'm innocent.
It's all over now, lad. The clues speak for themselves. Now you'll have to face up to justice.
Oh.
Mr. Holmes, but you promised to save him.
Oh, c'est pas assez drama, c'est nul. J'aurais voulu genre que Wiggins fasse non, il sort un flingue et boum boum, tu vois.
Don't move, you
Mais bon.
flim-flammer.
On va faire la vraie fin, c'est bon. Alors, j'ai le choix entre quoi? Absoudre Foley. Charles Foley sera incarcéré pour avoir organisé un vol de grande envergure. Puisqu'il n'est pas directement coupable de meurtre, sa peine s'en trouvera allégée. Le condamné, Charles Foley a concocté et mis en œuvre une vengeance machiavélique sans oublier le vol de précieux trésors antiques qui mérite la potence. Et je suis tout à fait d'accord qu'on le pende par les burnes.
Charles Foley, you committed the crime of premeditated murder and of theft. You will be severely punished for your deeds.
You are pitiful, you Scotland Yard dog.
Save your words for the gallows. I'm sure the journalists will love them. I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
Aucune raison d'absoudre cet enfoiré.
Be careful with the lamps. Don't bring them too close to the barrels.
Good evening.
Oh là là, cette entrée.
Who's there?
That is of no importance. What matters is who you are and the plans that you have here.
So you can stop us from carrying them out?
Eventually, yes.
Hey, careful. You'll blow us all up.
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men. But I suppose you knew that already. We are the men who've already lost everything of value in their lives. We are ruined shopkeepers. We are workers who were fired from their jobs. Honest people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street. And all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out by our government. The laws that make the commoners only more vulnerable and the wealthy more protected. We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia. and we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls, and we accepted it so easily. The fear advised us to keep our heads bowed. It prevented us from fighting. Bankers and politicians, they own our lives, our work, our bread, and they push us to compete between each other, just to see who may serve them better. But in the end, they are the few, so they are weak. They are nothing without their titles. We should not fear them. Our so-called masters should fear us instead. The time has come for our group to stand tall. Our great and many merry men. We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange. No life shall be lost. But ownerships, debts, and property titles? They shall all be destroyed. They're only papers, after all. So many people will be freed over this night.
That is a radical step to take. What result do you truly expect?
Chaos. But soon people will understand that they are free, and that they don't belong to anyone.
What intending to do is a crime. It is not justice.
How do you see justice, then? Kids go to prison for a loaf of dry bread. And how many lords do you see punished for stealing from their people? Sending them to their deaths in mines, or overseas to fight for land? Our masters wouldn't hear us. So now it's time to sing the song of the merry men. Will you let us do our duty?
Ah, choix éthique et moral. Après ils disent ouais, il n'y aura pas de victimes et tout. Mon cul, ouais. Qu'est-ce que t'en sais, ça peut partir en couille mais sévère. Je leur dois rien, ces gars-là. En plus, ils ont fricoté avec un bandit et tout, une vraie sac à merde. Non.
When people fight the order, they are too blind.
Il y a d'autres moyens de combattre les injustices.
I shall stop your actions, but not you. Run. Now.
Et ça va faire bim, bam, boum.
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Quite, lately.
It is an interesting book. I remember a few lines.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
Yes, Doctor. It's about
Connard.
intelligence. Sherlock, I
Il n'y a que moi qui a le droit de
vaguely
bully
recall one of the
Watson.
lines. Sometimes it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also a few words along the lines of pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Tell me, Doctor, does my brother show any signs of pain or suffering?
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his masquerade, my brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men.
And the Empire needs order and discipline. It has no room for chaos.
But we serve the truth, not justice.
Your truth, Doctor, that may prove immoral. allowing people to terrorize London, destabilizing the whole empire.
Terrorize only the powers whom you serve, Mycroft. Not I, not Watson, not Mrs. Hudson, not Wiggins.
Sherlock, the merry men are to be stopped.
Not by me. You created the merry men. Stop them yourself. Only make sure that you don't create 10 more merry men by arresting the one.
Good night, Dr. Watson.
Oui, salé.
Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbor. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Wait, what? A lady?
Et ben voilà. Changer d'avis, non. On classe l'affaire. Votre éthique, neutre. Joueur parvenu à la même conclusion, 96%. 82% le même choix moral. Ça m'étonne pas. Ok, c'est la fin. Je pensais que ça allait être une scène post-crédit. Bon, bah c'est super cool comme jeu. Le détail des visages, parce que c'est un jeu entre guillemets vieux, il est sorti je crois en 2014-15, un truc dans le genre. C'est incroyable. Donc franchement, très très bon. Et là on voit les différentes images des enquêtes précédentes. Elle, je crois que c'était le premier. Par contre, je sais pas où est-ce que c'est fait, parce que quand tu vois les noms, ça a l'air d'être russe ou dans ce genre de pays, du moins scandinave. Bon, on coupe, hein, parce que... Ah, c'est tout. Oh là là, ce Sherlock Holmes. Oui, quitter, non, peut-être. Bon, bah voilà. Si je fais continuer, ça fait quoi? Ah, ça me relance, ok. Bon, bah ça fait rien. Alors, menu principal. Mais voilà, c'est terminé. Franchement, superbe. Donc, quand je pourrai, j'essaierai de faire marcher Sherlock Holmes contre Jack l'Éventreur. Parce que pour une raison obscure, quand je lance le jeu et que je veux le streamer, ça me rame complètement le stream. Je sais pas pourquoi. Donc, en attendant de celui-là ou un autre jeu Sherlock Holmes, on verra. On verra bien, parce qu'il y en a pas mal, hein, des jeux Sherlock Holmes comme ça. Du coup, moi je vais... Alors pour la VOD là, je vais arrêter pour YouTube. Donc, des bisous, à la prochaine, salut!